What is up guys, brix here back with week 11 of Building Minas Tirith in Lego. This week I'm going to build the stables as well as another little secret room and work on some more of the walls as we do every week. So without further ado, make sure to please drop a like and subscribe as it really does help out the channel. We'll get right into this week's segment. Starting off this week's segment, what I'm going to do and what I have started doing is working on these stables down here. A couple of weeks ago I had a comment saying I should do stables in here, and it is a really good idea. As you can see, I have finished the stables. I really like how they look. From over here, it's pretty much finished. Still need to figure some kind of fence to put on there, or even just tile it off, and same with the studs on there. I managed to tile the kind of the middle section, but the rest of it needs tiling as well. And then that room is finished. I've taken off the next layer, put that down there, because I've decided I'm going to widen the area and bring out so that the wall is on this wall. So you've literally just got a path round, which I think will be pretty cozy, kind of like just a little kind of, you know, step round. With that done, as you can see, it gives me just that little bit more space. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out anyway. Obviously adding detailing here and there, kind of done this tower so it comes up and actually goes into the wall, just using one of the arches. Everything's nice and level, and it pretty much goes up well. Obviously I just need some more of them hinge bricks to put on the underside of here to kind of keep these all together like that, if that makes sense. One thing I've just done, which is kind of weird, is I've kind of swapped this area out. So now it literally take off this tile and this tile here, then this section comes loose, so that is like one kind of floor, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a structural thing really, so there's literally no difference, but it only took about an hour, so that's that. Also tiled this bit off. Still need to order some more 1x2 tiles, but it's pretty much all of them. Obviously any little gaps that you see obviously needs doing, so it looks a little bit more like the other sections that I've done. I'll need to order some more of these 20x10 bricks as well. I'll need one for there, and then for the roof section I'll need two. As you can see with these two sections out, this is what I meant by the modular system. Obviously I built this in to incorporate that this would come out, so that can come out there, but it's pretty easy to do, really take that out, which is good. So that's a kind of a sneak peek of that. And with them two sections back in, it was pretty easy. Literally just clipping some tiles in, giving it a bit of a wiggle, and then that is in. So I wanted to test that before I go any further, just in case I've really messed up, but I haven't, so that is really good, and I'm happy with that. As you can see, this area is nearly finished. I've basically replicated this side here on here, obviously, so it's the same. I want to add a little bit of detail because it's kind of a bland room anyway. I've also added some stairs in here as well, as if they've come down from another area, and this is kind of like a spare room almost, if that makes sense. See, with that done, I've added that next layer of brick and the archway and the black behind it. So that is another room done. I'm deliberating putting something on the wall here. I'm not sure what, a little bit of detail, because it's a little bit bland. Poster, something kind of funny as like a little scene. So obviously we've got a couple of posters on the wall in there, but this one's kind of like a little bit bland, but at the same time it is a castle. It would be bland, so they just build stone and that'd be it. So I've added the texturing. There's more at the front than the back, because you're going to focus on the figures and stuff. Picked up another one of the pick-a-brick boxes. Basically it's got a load of more white again. The majority of this is the 2x4 bricks, as well as the 1x3 white bricks. I've put in a couple of these lampposts for an upcoming project, and I believe there's about 4 or 5 of these big tan bricks. This is everything that I got. Pretty much mentioned all of it, and then it's all the 1x3 brick that was in there as well. Obviously I got loads of the 1x4 and 1x2 last week, but they didn't have any in that particular store, so I went to the other store, which is a little bit closer for me actually. And then they had all these, which is really good, so I'm happy with everything I was able to get there. As you can see, I'm back to working on this upper section. I've added in this Technic scaffold just on some supports, some more door frames. I'm going to put a layer of plate all along that, and then this is what the tile and the main courtyard is going to be built on. As you can see, that is that plated off, run a layer of dark bluish grey on the front there, so obviously it will blend in all nice once I've got all the pieces that I need. I should have enough plates to do all of the rock work. I've been kind of saving up tile and wedge plates and stuff. That's what that is. Obviously that's the other section that we built a few weeks ago. I need to do another 3 of those that are exactly the same but get wider or like longer, if that makes sense. What I have to do, unfortunately, is move this further around to the front. You see where that window is there? I'm gonna move that to there because for the top I'm going to have some of the building coming down the front and maybe even this bit, but the top wouldn't work out, so it'll just be basically swapping them 2 pieces, which shouldn't be too difficult, hopefully. Surprisingly, that only took like 15 minutes. I had to rebuild it a few times, not the whole section, just kind of like a surgeon, just kind of like shuffle things into place, like a square tower, like I've done with one of those on the other side over there. I'm going to try and copy that design, make it a little bit smaller. Taking a quick little pause while building, this is what I've managed to come up with. Now, missing pieces, not too many, just one of these like corner slopes. I've done one on that side there, as you can see. Thought I'd do the front because I can easily access this here. This literally just comes off like one of the walls basically, and then I've also added down here this bit, which is pretty accurate, but at the same time is kind of just my own creation really. Looked out pretty well. This hangs over by literally just a fraction, so that kind of looks pretty realistic. But this is going to be like a pointed roof design, like I've done that one down there in the kind of the lower levels. However, I don't have any of these 1x1 cylinders, so I'm going to do it a funky colour for now, and then it'll remind me to replace them. Obviously, that's also another look at what it'll look like, so that should be really cool once that's done. Basically, I'll have the same roof design just up from that as well, and then that'll connect to the big tower and then the really big tower, and then I'll do similar things down the other side as well. As you can see, the dark red will be obviously light bluish grey, and those are just 2 temporary pieces on there holding this together. But that's pretty much what that's going to look like. Obviously, if you can imagine it all in light bluish grey for now, it'd be great. But if not, that's still pretty much what it's going to look like, which will be really cool. I think that looks great. It's just like, you know, it's a kind of a different look to the rest of it, because obviously everywhere I've just kind of got this kind of white everywhere really, so it's nice to have a little bit of contrast a bit further up. I'm going to have one that's about 6 wide, maybe 5 wide even, coming off here, and then I'll have the main kind of like actual, like, well, you know, the throne room facade, if that makes sense. Then we'll have the big tower here, and then the other building coming off here, and then the other tower running up there. So that'll look good. These gaps are quite tricky to do, so I'm trying to kind of do my best really. So I've used some cheese wedges just with this obviously snot piece on there, and just having the tile slightly overhung like that. Obviously there's nothing really much else I can do. It looks all right. You can't really tell, but I think if you kind of looked a little bit closer, it's better than having such a big gap. I don't really know if they make anything at that kind of angle. It's basically straight, but not at the same time. But I think this gap is a lot better covered than obviously some of the other gaps that I have, like this one down here. Just thankfully that worked out just like that, just nicely. So sadly that does pretty much wrap it up for this week's segment. I got a lot done, pretty much finished both of those rooms, which I'm really happy with, and obviously started work on the walls higher up and a little bit just kind of dabbling around on little things here and there. So without further ado, make sure to please drop a like and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel, and most importantly, take care guys.